Hey there, good morning. It's 11:25 a.m. It is, I think it's Wednesday. Let me just make sure about that. No, it's Tuesday, man. I'm like jumping ahead. Okay, yesterday was Monday, and I was terminated from my position, and for some reason I kept thinking it was Wednesday. I'm like so off, right? But anyway, like I said, there a lot of times, every day kind of seems like the same. But anyway, I wanted to come on here and make this video. I woke up this morning and when I was talking to my former boss, he told me that my paycheck was going to be ready in the morning. So I just sent a text message over to the office assistant, saying that, I was reminding to have some sort of, organized structure of picking up my check. I don't want to have to encounter this person. So it's like, I was thinking today about apps, like payroll apps. And see, I've worked in payroll before, and I've also, of course, been terminated because I've been targeted, right? And I kept thinking, there's got to be, I don't know if they already have this or not, but I know that legally, when you are terminated from a position, they have a certain amount of time to give you your paycheck. Really, they're supposed to give you your paycheck like right then and there, okay? But in this situation, it was kind of like the last minute thing. So I so I kept thinking, in situations where, the termination is going to be uncomfortable, and in these weird little glitches, like, because, like I said, generally an employer is prepared to give you your paycheck at the time of termination, okay? And oftentimes when you're dealing with something that relates to human trafficking, you do not want to have to go back to the place to pick up your check, okay? Because you don't want to have to see that person. It's something that you really want to get over with. And I was wondering, like, if an app, like some of these payroll apps, could they like just give the final check to the person like via direct deposit and some sort of consent slip or something? I don't know if they already have that, because I've been out of the workforce for quite a while. Like when I was working at BT Trucking, that wasn't necessary. And when they did terminate me, I did get my final paycheck that was already prepared. Okay. In this situation, they don't. So, what do you do in situations where you're a victim of human trafficking and you don't want to have to deal with having to go back to the office to see that person? That's really important, really. That should be considered. You know what I mean? And maybe maybe it's already created. I don't know. But anyway, so today I was, obviously I'm getting prepared to get my last paycheck, and I also want to, just breathe a little bit, just kind of get my mind together. I am in a pretty good mood. I am in a pretty good mood. I did, have my desk area of my previous workplace. I cleaned it all out, but I did want to show you guys some of the things that I did get. Now, some of these I already showed you guys, but some of these things they're not just desk ornaments, but they are actually fully functional office supplies. Okay, and sometimes, some of the times the employers does provide things like, paper organizers. They usually do provide certain things, but I'm talking about little personal items for your desk. Okay, now I saw this little organizer. It was on Temu. It doubles as a Kleenex holder, right? And you could also put your pens and stuff like that right here. Okay, and I thought this was really cute. And it's a space saver, and it's a place where you can like put your cell phone and stuff like that. Now there's all kinds of different like office saver, space savers and stuff, but sometimes you want to get something that reflects you. Now obviously this is just a plain white box, okay, and it's going to blend in with like the wall and everything else, because it's like it sits on your desk and whatever. But it's a way of organizing your desk, okay. And sometimes people want to have their own like little style thing going on in their desk, and it's an option. Now they do have different things like this in different colors, different designs, and stuff like that. But this is just to get you an idea. I thought this was cool with the Kleenex box, because I realized I'm somebody who I rely on Kleenex. I have to have Kleenex everywhere I go. Okay. I'm somebody who blows their nose a lot during the springtime, allergies, that kind of stuff. And I'm always relying on Kleenex. So, but I noticed that sometimes Kleenex boxes take up a lot of space. So when you have stuff like this, it's kind of like you can put your things in there, and then you can also have your Kleenex box. I like that one. I saw these. Okay, now sometimes you have like things where you want to mark your place on certain documents. Like you might have a bunch of papers, and you know how like sometimes you want to have those little sticky notes, so that if somebody's going to sign something, it's going to stand out, right? I was at the dollar store a while ago, and these were never used, right? By the way, but I kept thinking, I saw them, and I kept thinking, yeah, I will put this in as far as my office collection. What I thought was cute. These are very miniature, right? I got these at, yes, the Dollar Tree. And I saw them. I was actually looking for arts and crafts supplies, but I saw these. These are little sticky notes, right? And I thought they were cute. They have like little moons and stars and just cute stuff like that. That remind me of me. Okay, so that's just one thing. What else do I want to show you? Now I was also at. There's a. Where did I get this? I believe I got this at the dollar store, one of the dollar stores, either the Dollar Tree or Dollar General. Okay, and a lot of people have their own personal organizers. I generally use things like Office, the Microsoft Office calendar. Why do I like use the Office calendar? Some people use Google Calendar. If you work for a company, the last company I was working for, they did not have a system to where everybody had like their own email addresses and they had their own calendar and stuff like that. But I'm somebody who organizes with those, I call them electronic calendars, right? Because you can always reschedule things. You always on track of your assignments. But I was at the dollar store and I saw this right here. Now this is actually for students, right? It's actually for children, actually. But what I thought was cute about it is it does have like the days of the week and stuff like that. And I was keeping track of, certain things that were going on at work. I was keeping track of sometimes maybe they didn't collect certain information that we're supposed to. So I had this like little book, right, where I was recording all of my stuff. And it's just cute because it could be separate from my calendar, but I can also keep track of certain people who had like numerous problems and the ones that didn't have that. I always like to collect data, but anyway, this is actually a student calendar and I thought it was cute, and it says plan on good vibes, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's really positive. I like plan on good vibes, and this was the only purpose for it. What else did I have? Oh, now like in the office trays in your desk, you usually have a desk, and in the drawers, like you want to keep things separate. So I got these like little office separators. You can keep your scissors, you can keep your like little miniature notepads and tacks and staplers and stuff like that. I'm just one of those people. I always like to have everything organized, and I don't like just throwing stuff in my desk. And I thought this was cute. I think I got this at Tumu. Really, I didn't have a whole lot of stuff there, and I'm sure if he was complaining about it, he probably thought, "Oh, she's got this and that." These are just common everyday things that most people have. I did get myself a purple pair of scissors. Now, I noticed that when I was there, they didn't really have any supplies, and I went out and got my own. Okay, and I did notice that I did need scissors, to open boxes and stuff. I didn't have a pair of scissors, so I bought my own. And yes, they are purple. And then I got myself just these little things, that make things cheerful for me. What else do I have in here? Oh, you remember this one. I showed this one to you when I first got the job. It's called this little Make Today Magical. I got this one at the Dollar General. Okay, and it would just kind of sat on my desk, and it was really cute. Yeah, I like office ornaments. I guess I like them because they keep your mood straight, and gives you that sense of your own environment. But anyway, I think I have one more thing I want to show you guys. Oh yes, I am a lover of color pens. I love color pens, okay? I think, now, the main color pen that I think is so important is, of course, your black and your blue, because those are the common legally recognized pens to sign documents, okay? But it's cool to have other color pens. If you're not somebody who's into pens, I would say that at least have a red pen. The red pen to me is something that stands out for correction. So like if there's a correction, now I've never used this where I'm working right now, but like when I correct things, I usually write in red pen. Okay, and it's nothing metaphysical, but it's something to stand out and say, okay, this needs to be corrected. Okay, yes, I'm like really into my little pens. And plus the different color pens arranged in your little organizers, it does provide color, and it does kind of give off that little vibe, and it does make things a little bit brighter. So those little things are very nice. And then of course you have things like paperweights. I bought these candles. Okay, yes. Okay, I got this at the Dollar Tree. I got one in orange, one in pink, one in purple, and they're so cute. And they actually came in a full candle jar, right? Once the candle burned down, I took it home, and then I put it on a pan. I set the oven to like 275 degrees, and I put a lining on the cookie pan, right? So that way, once all the excess wax came out of the candle jar, I could just flip it up, easily take a cloth and wipe it out the residue, and continually use this candle holder as a holder, right? And I usually just put like tea light candles in them, um, and they work just well. And I just love this. This is beautifully, beautiful. It's like a turquoise color. Let me show you the pink one. This is the pink one, and the little purple one's on the other side. So I'm sitting here stacking all of these right here. I'm putting things away is what I'm doing in the most, methodical manner I can. What else? Oh, you know what? Tea light candles. Now, I got these at a big bulk of these at the Walmart. And they're tea light candles, but they're colored. Okay, it came in a pack of like pink and orange. Okay, now I like orange because it represents success. Okay, so let's just say, for example, I was kind of focusing on wanting to do something like a creative project. Okay, and if your employer allows you to burn candles, this is like a little orange candle. It's not a big candle like you would have on your altar space or something like that, but it's small. Okay, and they do have like, if employers aren't like really gung-ho on the little actual candles, they sometimes do have LED like candles, and those are nice too. I also like these ones right here. I got these lavender ones at the Dollar Tree, and they lavender and cameline, and cameline tea, and they're purple, and I thought they were pretty, and they smell very clean. It smells like clean laundry, really. What else? Oh, now see, coconut is a purification. It's a purification, or it's considered in the nut family. Actually, I put it in the nut family when I did my food magic, but I don't know how you would really classify a coconut. I classify it as a nut. I don't know how else to. I mean, it's not really a fruit. I don't know what the hell a coconut really is. Okay, but in my food magic pamphlet, I classified it as a nut. Okay, but coconut usually represents purification. Lime also is a purifier. It is also something that, it's a cleanser. Okay, so sometimes if you feel like you're confused or whatever, this is cool. This coconut and lime. They did make the color green, which I thought was kind of cool. But anyway, yeah. So it's these little things. These are my little office goodies, and this cute little bag. I carried it all in there. So cute. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not working there anymore, so I'm just waiting to go pick up my final check. And I was thinking that it would be cool if they did have something like that, to where like once an employee is no longer working there, they can just go ahead and pay you right then and there. The money's going to be deposited in your account, and then maybe like a confirmation slip that goes to the via text to the employee to sign out. Hey, yeah, I got my final paycheck. I got all this stuff. We're done. Clean break. We're done. Everything's over with. You know what I mean? In cases of human trafficking, it further traumatizes the person to have to go back to that environment. So this is something I think, employers could consider. I'm hoping. Anyway, so what else do you want to talk about? Oh, yeah. Okay. So today, I'm feeling pretty happy because I don't have to work there anymore. I don't really want to have to go back in there to go pick up my check, but I need my money. Okay. So as today when I was getting dressed, I kept thinking, I actually like my hair shorter. I personally think that wig that I had I think long hair, like, kind of like, for me, I think I think I get sucked up in it. Like it's too much. Like I like my hair like anywhere from here to there, but see, I'm not really experienced when it comes to cutting hair. I'm not really experienced when it comes to styling. And because when I was dealing with a lot of the targeting and having to deal with people, I really went into isolation mode and started doing everything by myself. And so, when it comes to hairstyles, I would prefer my hair to be a little bit shorter, and we'll see. I'm going to go ahead and kind of cut it a little bit more and see what happens with that. But I like my hair. See, my face is shaped a certain way. Okay, so when I have like when people wear like really really long hair and they got a face that's shaped like mine, it looks like the hair is eating that person. It looks like this person's being gobbled up by hair. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So, I'm hoping to either style this one a little bit shorter, make it look a little bit more contoured to my face. I am not an expert, you know what I mean? It'd be cool if I met somebody who could like help me out with that kind of stuff because I don't know. And I personally think that I have a very different kind of shape face. Um, Kind of like, my celebrity mom. Okay, and so big hair is really the only thing I personally think that looks good on these kinds of faces. Like we're meant to have boofy hair because it just fits our facial features. Anyway, that's about it on that subject. What else did I want to talk to you guys about? Yeah, I do believe that I was separated or some sort of, yeah, I was separated or never really properly had a chance to develop any sort of close bonds within this celebrity soul tribe. And yeah, I do consider us celebrity soul tribes because many of us are clones, okay? And many of us have experienced a lot of the same things. I'm sure as you were growing up, you dealt with a lot of bullying, a lot of unnecessary eye rolls from people. And, I never got a chance to really talk to you guys because of the infiltrator stalker. What I think it's important for a lot of people, a lot of you guys, celebrities, a lot of you guys are politicians. You guys are like bigwig elitist people, and I think that's cool, okay? But you get a lot of people who are on the common underground. When I'm saying the common underground, like you might. This is just to let you understand how this human trafficking is working and how a lot of people are getting away with it. They befriend people and they act as if they're like your manager or your business manager. This is a possibility is how they're able to do these sort of things. And you notice there's a lot of targeted individuals. There's just like an enormous amount of targeted individuals. Be careful about who you talk to online. Be careful about the things that people are saying to you. Okay, here in the United States, you are an adult. Now here in California, it's 18. If you're over the age of 18, if you're an adult, okay, you can manage your own business. Okay. So sometimes, because a lot of celebrities never really had to deal with, or celebrities or politicians never had to deal with the lower end. Okay. Some of you guys never had to, work the 9 to 5 or whatever. But I will tell you, it's rough out here in the world. Okay. And a lot of people get desperate and they know that there's people who are, um, they make people vulnerable by, using, important people, important names to achieve their means. And you may not know what's really going on or what the agenda is with the main perpetrator. They know, but they use people to accomplish their goals. Be very careful about who you talk to online. Okay, be very careful about who you make friends with. If somebody tells you that I am the representative of this person, if they can't prove it, and they just because you work for that person, okay, just because you work as an employee of a company does not mean that they manage you, does not mean that they have the right to tell you what to do, who to see, prevent this person from having friends, and prevent me from, like, I personally, I had a comment from one of the celebrities. I'm not going to mention it who, but I was talking to him. I think it was in the summertime. I think it was, and he said, "Well, my manager doesn't really think it's a good idea that I should be talking to you." And I kept thinking that's a very odd comment, seeing as how I've never really met you before, and I now understand that there was some sort of orchestration. Okay, I am. I know there was the whole rumor about King Solomon and all this other stuff. I am not a threat to the idea of Jesus. It's funny when people, people always have to make it into an us versus them thing. It's like, I remember back in the 80s when, and this is just an example, okay? Like, there was Cyndi Lauper and there was Madonna, okay? And there was always some sort of like, in like those teen magazines or whatever, there was always this versus this. You know what I mean? And they're not even really the comparables. Even though they dressed differently, people always wanted to pit them against each other. That's just an example. Okay? And they may not even be in their mind to even want to be a part of the competition. I'm not interested in competition. Okay. I do think that there's similarities between the Jesus character and and Solomon. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and play the. I think it's because okay. I think it's a game because I know I'm not going to go so much into religion right now, but I do know that there was a lot of well, Maria's not a Christian, blah 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 blah. Does it make sense for Maria to be a Christian if Maria was King Solomon? It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. It makes no sense whatsoever. And it's like I said, it's no slight on the issue of Jesus. And I do have respect for what is considered holy or whatever, and I have gone to the Christian churches and I have tried them. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Be very careful about who you talk to online, okay? You may be participating in human trafficking and you may not even really realize it, okay? Just be very, very careful about that. And that's something I wanted to say. What else do I want to talk about? I think that's pretty much it. I probably will make a few videos during the day. I'm really clearing out a lot in my mind and trying to learn how to deal with my moods. I don't want to think like a targeted individual anymore. I don't like to think like that. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that this will be the end of my trauma. And I posted a video about that yesterday. I'm telling you, when I feel for targeted individuals because sometimes they're crying out for help, and I feel as though a lot of times they don't get heard or understood. You know what I mean? And oftentimes it's because there's somebody speaking for them. This is dangerous. Okay, this is very, very dangerous. Okay, if you are over the age of 18, no one should be speaking to for you. Okay, unless of course they have some sort of conservativeship over you, and that can never happen. And if somebody had conservativeship over me, I would know it. Okay, legally they have to know. I would have to know that somebody had some sort of conservativeship over me. Okay, so you have to, the reason why I'm talking about law a lot is because a lot of things happen and people don't realize, that what they're doing is illegal. It's not just plain fun that you're having. Okay, it could be very serious. Okay. I think that's about it. I am going to wrap up this video. I'm finding all these little places to put my little office supplies. I'm hoping to find another job, soon. But right now I'm just kind of unwinding and, getting my brain refocused, refocused and just trying to stay as upbeat as I possibly can. I did like my routine at my workplace, my last workplace. I did like my routine. And I'm the kind of person that, you know, appreciates, the daily tasks that I have to do. But I will say when I found out that, that I found out that who the perp was, and I found out that I was, you know, I immediately and almost naturally kind of detach from things that make me feel like I feel like somebody would betrayed me, or I feel like I can't trust them, I stop partaking of what they have to offer in little ways. Like it started off with when I first found out, I kept thinking, okay, I can't bring this in my home anymore. I got to cut it off. Okay, so I was issued a company cell phone. That company cell phone started to be plugged into my workplace. I no longer carried it with me after work hours. And that was just like a week ago that I found out. That phone is staying in my office at work. And then I will deal with it when I get to work. I will not bring it to home with me. That's just one of the things. The other thing that I dealt with is, I kept my coffee creamer at home. Now I mix my own coffee creamers mainly because I like, cinnamon, real cinnamon in my coffee. Okay. And I also like to have real nutmeg in my coffee sometimes because the nutmeg stimulates my mind. So I put my creamer in the refrigerator, and the next day that I came in, it was moved. Okay. So that made me feel, and I didn't throw it away. I kept thinking, well, maybe, I'm just going to leave it in here. Okay. And it's not to say that somebody tampered with it or anything, because I don't know. But I kept thinking, I'm going to stop drinking their coffee. So I started making my coffee at home and bringing it with me. Okay. And I kept thinking, I don't want anything from them. The only thing I took from them was their water. Okay. Because they have to supply their employees with water. So they have like little water bottles and stuff like that. I started to detach. I naturally do that. Okay. Like if I feel as though I can't, like there's something weird going on, I don't want to bring that energy into my home. That's just how I am. That's how I work. And slowly but surely, I start detaching. So I physically start detaching, and then slowly but surely, I ended up physically detaching completely because I ended up getting terminated. I guess I don't really care, but anyway, I am going to wrap up this video. I'm hoping to be back with another video at sometime later. I'm going to be working on my project today, which is really good. And every little situation that happens, I feel it's a learning experience that gets added to this project. I'm always thinking, oh wait, let me show you something else I got. I put these on top of my shelf, but these were some of my desk ornaments. Okay, I got this at Five Below, and this is sodiolite. I don't know if it's real sodiolite. I don't really know. Okay, sodiolite is a gem. Okay, and it vibrates a lot of communication. It's for communication, and I think that was like a positive thing. So anyway, I got this. It was like a little tree. Okay, and then I also have this cute little kitty. I love cats. Okay, I told you, like everything I've been getting in the last, I would say 3 months or so, is all cat related pretty much. This is the little kitty. Look, oh, let me see if you can see him. Cute, the little eyes, and the little Tinkerbell. I love cats. Anyway, and of course, I have my coffee mug. Okay, this is one of my favorite ones. It's got a cat on it. Now, I've talked about the Ouija board. I am not a Ouija board player. Now, I remember when I was younger, I think I told people this little Ouija board story, but I'm gonna just go ahead and tell you real quick, just because I'm just gonna spend a little time here. But I remember when I was in 7th grade, I had this teacher, and this teacher, he was kind of open-minded. Who's to say he probably knew me, or his family knew me as Steve, because I don't know, okay? But he was our science teacher, and on Fridays, kids love that because it's like the time to just kind of like let loose and do your own thing. So he decided to bring in a Ouija board for the kids to play with. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, the parents, they were up. They were just, they lost it because there's certain things that should have parent permission. Okay. Now, even though, I don't know, nowadays that may not even phase people, but there were still a lot of people who were very uncomfortable with the idea of bringing a Ouija board because it's against a lot of people's religion. Okay. And Ouija boards have a reputation for bringing in lower level dark entities. Like, it's very, they just do. Okay. Like the kind of entities that linger, the kind of entities that cause depression and all kinds of negative things that you don't want in your house. This is one of the reasons why a lot of people pray, like, extensively when they're working with the Ouija board. So anyway, we got this Ouija, he brought the Ouija board, and then I was completely fascinated with it. I was completely fascinated with it. I went home and told my mom, they brought a Ouija board to school. And she was like, yeah, she told me some about her Ouija board experiences. And then I was just hooked. So then later on during the summer, I met, I didn't know her. She was actually my sister's friend. Her name was Clara. Clara and her brother, we would run around a lot with them during the summer, just like running around, getting into trouble, hanging out in the park and the cemetery, wherever we wanted to hang out, just doing whatever. We found out they had a Ouija board. And so Clara was really cool, and she let me borrow her Ouija board. Now, I wanted to give the Ouija board back, but Clara was one of these girls that she wasn't a bad girl, and I actually thought that Clara had a good heart. I really do believe that she had a good heart. I just think that she was kind of misguided. Anyway, she went to juvenile hall. So while she was in juvenile hall, the Ouija board was pretty much mine, right? So, not mine to keep, but I always knew it was going to have to belong to her. But anyway, what happened was, I think she said somehow or another that we could keep the Ouija board because I started having strange encounters. Like I remember one night it was actually not even nighttime. It was one of those times where I was laying down in my bed, and the sun was down, and I think it was around 6 o'clock in the evening, but I was still like kind of sleepy. And I remember waking up, and there was an entity right by the side of my bed, trying to touch my face. She looked like an old woman trying to reach at me, and I started screaming. And that's when my mom said, "Okay, get rid of the Ouija board. Get rid of it. I don't want it in the house. I don't want you having it. Get it out of here. I don't care if it belongs to somebody. I don't care what. Just get rid of it." So I had heard like a long time ago that Ouija boards, like if you set them on fire, they were supposed to scream. That's the legend, right? Yeah. But there was no place for me to set it on fire. So there was this open ditch, this drainage, this sewage drainage around the corner from our house, and we threw it in there. Got rid of the Ouija board. But the reason why I bought this tiny little Ouija board is just to be funny. That's it. I don't really use Ouija boards. I bought it because it was cute. And the reason why I thought it was cute, what made it even cuter, oh my goodness, what happened? I think the little palette thingy, it must have fallen out in the bag. But it actually had that little palette thing. It's probably somewhere in this bag. But yeah, so it's got the little sun on there. It's got the little moon. It's got the little goodbye, the little numbers and stuff like that. I bought it as a novelty item or whatever. I don't recommend Ouija boards, but I just thought it was cute because it's a miniature. Anyway, I hope I gave you guys some ideas on office ornaments, and I hope maybe that might get some people their mind circulating about how to receive your final paycheck in issues of human trafficking, or just the fact that somebody might be a little uncomfortable getting their final paycheck. And like I said, that could very well already be in place. Somebody may have already created such a thing. I don't know. I have no idea. So wrapping this one up, and I'll be back with another video sometime later. Take care. Bye-bye.